Welcome to the Safe Business Agility Podcast. This is the place to get advice, stories, perspectives, and updates about safe and related topics to help you work differently and build the future. Thanks for listening, and be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts.
This is a special one. I'm joined by Alexis Williams and Christian Kelly of Atlassian and also Florian Lukitsch from Deutsche Telekom. This is a special customer story where we explore the collaboration between Atlassian, Accenture, and the client, Deutsche Telekom. I hope you enjoy this one with Alexis, Christian, and Florian. All right, we are wrapping up the first summit back in person in Europe since 2019. It's been a great week. We're closing things out here in Prague, and we couldn't think of a better way to wrap it up than with our friends Alexis Williams and Christian Kelly, who lead the Accenture partnership between Accenture and Atlassian. They're going to have a quick conversation with Florian about their experience at Deutsche Telekom. Alexis, take it away.
Thanks, Adam. We're really excited to be here in Prague at the SAFE Summit. Lots of buzz going on, and it's just been great to sit in on. So this conference is really about bringing leaders together from all over to hear, learn, and share how enterprises use the scaled Agile framework. I'm here with my business partner, Christian Kelly. Hi, Christian. How you doing?
Hey there. Doing well.
We're also here with Florian from Deutsche Telekom. Florian, what has these past couple of days been like for you thus far?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. It's great to be here and to connect with all you guys and all the different leaders. I had so much good conversations regarding my topics like portfolio management and all that Agile stuff. It's amazing.
So is there one thing that stood out for you, Florian, this week that is just, I came here and I got exactly what I wanted by hearing this thing or talking about this topic? One thing that stood out or a couple things?
Yes, I need to focus on the sessions that we had. They were really good sessions here, especially one session which was for portfolio of portfolios, how to connect them, how to lead in big enterprises. And this is where I got all the benefits from.
So tell us, Florian, a little bit about how Deutsche Telekom uses the scaled Agile framework.
Yeah, for sure. I can maybe a short summary what we are. We are at Deutsche Telekom. We are having so much products out there from mobile devices, Magenta TV you might have heard of, and especially the combination of each and everything. And this leads for us to a lot of challenges in the past. So we decided 5 years ago to start or to go onto that Agile transformation. And within that Agile transformation, we said, okay, the entire IT department of Deutsche Telekom IT needs to transform to be more flexible, to reach all our goals, which we have set for the entire organization here.
And so you started in a very different place. I remember you telling us that you started in one place in the company and now you're in another. What do you do at DT?
Yeah, first of all, I had my career starting in the safe environment. I would say really traditional as a Scrum Master. I had my entire team for 1.5 years. Then I worked as a product owner. And beginning of 2021, I shifted completely to the portfolio management. This is where I'm located at the moment, at the portfolio steering management chapter. And there we bring together all these different portfolios from our internal customer sides and to balance these portfolios. And we are right now on our path to a true lean portfolio management.
So thus the interest in the portfolio management sessions, yeah?
Definitely, yeah. So I've had a look everywhere with portfolio management, and this was I was focusing on. Yeah.
And are there a couple things that you learned that were key takeaways from those sessions, or things that you think that, gosh, when I get back to the office, the team needs to implement? Or you were talking about experimentation when we chatted earlier, like things that you might want to experiment with.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is one of the most important things about agility. Be open to experiment, and this is why I think that true agility has to come from the top management as well. They have give you the spaces to experiment, to find out new ways to manage this. And for sure, what I want to check out and test is how we can get better in, for example, communication, bringing different portfolios together, even reduce the efforts that we have in communication and so on, and find out that strategic portfolio management level.
So Florian, we were talking a little bit yesterday about the massive transformation that DT is going through. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, for sure. In 2017, we started with a small share of Agile working. We had 5% of agility throughout DTIT. And we started this in very small teams and really scaled it in the last years to almost an agility value of 80% through everything. We have a 95% product agility at the moment. We have goals to go to 100% agility by year end of 2024. And right now we have set up approximately 140 Agile release trains working in 21 different canvases. We're calling a large solution with the canvases. This is this clubs together different Agile release trains. Yeah, this is our current setup, I would say.
And we were talking about this a little bit earlier. You're talking about some of the organizational changes that you implemented as you went through, as you're going through that journey. Can you share a little bit about how you're organized and what drove your organizational structure?
Okay. This is something we adapted afterwards because we said we cannot only transform the agility of the delivery organization. We said we need to adapt as well our hierarchical organization. So in 2021, we decided to use that beyond the matrix concept introduced by McKinsey & Company. And there we split the entire delivery organization from the hierarchical organization, which means all the people leads and all the people management then is located in the hierarchical organization, and give the employees to the delivery, which means, for example, we have chapters organized there with portfolio managers, with developers, etc., and they are then working in the Agile release trains. But the hierarchical organization is having service as well. In the beginning, I talked about that strategic portfolio management, which means the strategic portfolio managers are not located into the canvases or release trains. They are within the chapter organization and steered from there.
And so every organization type, right, has good things about it and then challenges maybe that you have to deal with it. How is it going with that organization structure? Are there things that you found that work really, really well? Things that as you experiment, you might improve?
Definitely. There's for each and every organization, it's a quite new organization for us as well. We started here with that white paper from McKinsey and have used there several, ideas to implement. And right now we are learning from best practices. It's very cool that we say, okay, now we can change wherever we need to. We are truly have the ability to shift, but it's not the last thing we need to do. We need to, find a way to better coordinate, because right now, as it's separated, there's a lot of communication ongoing. This is something we have to focus on, how to minimize here communication. And yeah, you can say these are the main topics here.
You know, Alexis, that's been a theme that we've heard a lot about structure and change. And we talked with some other folks this week about experimentation and being on a journey, right?
Absolutely. That's a very common theme. And I know we talked a little bit about it earlier as well. So from your perspective, Florian, when it comes to communication, can you kind of lay out the exact problem? Is it too much communication, not enough? What are you seeing?
Yeah, this is something you have to see here. For agility, transparency is key, and you can achieve transparency by using different tools, etc. And you need one tool for the entire, for the entire chain. Even the customer needs to have a look at. And for sure, you need to communicate a lot. And I think this is something which we have learned so far. Agility has is a very structured way to organize each and everything. It's not you need that. You need a hard commitment of everybody, and you need a hard commitment in communication ways.
So that is so interesting, right? Because I think that there's this, and I'd love your reaction to this. There's been this sort of mythology over the past 10 years with agility that, agility waterfall, if you will, was this very process oriented thing. And then we wanted to break out of all of that process and be able to do things without all the overhead of process. And what you just said is agility requires structure. It requires everybody using the same things, using the same communications vehicles and tools. That, to me, is you're myth busting.
Okay. Yeah, and you will never reach the end, I would say. The transformation is still ongoing, and we are now in it for 5 years. And you cannot say the transformation itself will end at some time. There's always the way to adapt. But this is the good thing about agility. You can do this on very short term. We have reduced our, let's say, main focus from shifting from 2 years to 3 to 5 months. Right now, it's one of our main OKRs, the time to market. And only with these, we are able to tackle all these things which are out there in the environment. We are planning even to get this lower to 2 months. And currently, we are talking about setting up flexible release trains where we have solution teams in the arts and shift these solution teams as well from one art to another on a very short term, from one PI planning to the other PI planning. So we're still learning, we're still adapting. And yeah, for sure, for all this stuff, you need a lot of communication with each other, yeah?
I was just going to say on that time to market piece, we were talking with you earlier about how that's even something that DT is communicating to shareholders. So how are you driving accountability across the organization when this is something that even your shareholders have line of sight to?
Yeah, we are using OKRs on that front. We have a clear set. For example, our CEO, Tim Höttges, promised our shareholders at the last Capital Market Day that we have an agility rate of 100%, that we have cloudification of 80%, and for sure that we will achieve a time to market of 2 months.
Wow.
So this means this is scaling down then from our general approach, from the enterprise level then. It's getting down to our canvas level and then into the art. So each and everybody is accountable to reach that. And each and everybody within our organization knows these figures and knows where to go.
Oh, wait, say that again. So everybody in your organization can speak to and is personally accountable or feels accountable for the OKRs that you set?
This is key to the let's say organization. This is what I was talking about with commitment.
Yeah.
You need the commitment from each and everybody to the OKRs. For example, 1 year back that Russian war tackled us really heavy. So we need to focus then of stable our delivery. We had a lot of developers in Russia, and we have to find new locations where to get the developers. So on this case, we had to focus on the customer needs, our internal customer, to deliver that our brand can still have their promises to our customers. And so this was very key to us, that we now say, okay, we know we have the goal, for example, cloudification of 80% by end of 2024, and each and everybody knows this. And we repeatedly talking with all the employees, all the teams. Each and everybody has in their backlog now items to achieve it from PI to PI, and this is continuous moving forward. Yeah.
And are they seeing, as folks go and deliver on those things, are they seeing the benefit of it to teams? Like, are teams getting that there's benefit to them in fulfilling those OKRs?
Okay, now you're talking about the people itself. This is something, and what we learned, you have to get the people on board, I would say. Therefore, we're using new concepts as well. from last year. There, I don't know if you know it, there's a concept from Rasmus Hogart called caring performance, which means we have to do a lot of hard things at the moment. Everything is shifting, everything is changing, but we're doing these hard things in a human way, which means we are openly communicating to it, we are transparent, we tell our employees what are the needs of the entire customer, why we have to change, and the people need to know why we have to change. And yeah, so our structure and even the Helix structure helps us to get this into the organization, because within our people organization, we are always talking about this stuff, and then they're taking this to their delivery, to the release trains, and know what we are doing and why we are doing it. And I think it's really important that each employee know why we are transforming.
And you talked a little bit as well earlier on just the challenge of trying not to overload the system. Can you share a little bit more about what that means? And I know gatekeeping is a very important topic for you.
This is one of, let's say, the most important challenges, if you see here. As we're organized, we have some product managers from customer side. We have our owners of the value streams are from customer, from IT side. They're constantly in dialogue, and there are always new ideas, from very huge business initiatives, strategic ones, to very simple. For a small example, at the moment we are talking about 1,700 parallel activities at the moment which needs to be handled, and therefore you have to have a good gatekeeper that you don't overload the system. I think this is one of the critical success factors for your entire organization. If you have too much stuff inside, if you struggle then with your time to market, it's just too much there, and you need to reduce the input and the intake. You have to have a structured way for your intake to succeed here.
And one of the things that we talk about very often with customers is around ruthless prioritization in the journey to enterprise agility. And so looking at those 1,700 initiatives across DT, how are you thinking about ruthless prioritization?
Oh, wow, yeah. We're doing this prioritization everywhere, you can say, which means there are things which are just in one Agile release train, and for sure there's a prioritization, but there's also the prioritization on the canvas level, and for sure on the top flight level. And if you see here, it's very important to connect these levels and prioritize then on the different levels and communicate. It's really key that each and everybody from the top level to the art knows what is the top priority for our customer, which services do we need next, and prioritize these throughout all this mass of activities or parallel activities. Yeah.
And then you said you had product managers in multiple locations. Talk about how they interact to prioritize, and just their interaction model for those product managers in different parts of the organization.
We have for sure we have internal IT services like workplaces, etc. So we have the product managers on the IT side, and this is one side. On the other hand, we have a lot of product manager even from the customer side, and they are directly putting their inputs into the backlog. So, which means structured backlogs. Is one of the most important things, how to structure these. And for sure, we don't want to reduce the ideas, you can say, which means each and every idea is coming to us. We'll be discussing about it and finding a way. And I can only repeat myself. The way we're doing is about communication and prioritization there. Yeah.
How do you build in experimentation into all of this? Is that something that you feel at DT that you embrace? Are you looking to fail fast? What's the overall philosophy there?
Yeah, we have, this is one of the main aspects, I would say. We have the freedom, or we are empowered by our top management to try out things, to focus on new ideas. For example, if I have here some new ideas by managing portfolio of portfolios. This I bring with me. And in the next weeks, I will discuss it with the colleagues, with the lean portfolio managers, which are directly reporting to me, which are into the different canvases, how we can implement these new structures. And for this, you need the empowerment from your top management to try out things. And this is something which, I mean, with the transformation never ended. You always have the ability to adapt, to transform yourself.
I think that's a key one, Alexis, because we hear that a lot about, the disconnect between top leaders and the work that's actually being done in the organization and whether the leaders, truly support that. I love that you're saying that your leaders empower you. Do you have any other stories about like a time maybe a leader had to, or a set of leaders had to step up and say, we support your activity, what you're doing, what you're learning, even if there was a mistake involved or things didn't go exactly right?
Let's say in the beginning, for sure, we started with a small, with our first agile release trains. Then for sure we made mistakes there. Mm-hmm. Something went completely in the mess. So and we have to recreate it. And for sure they always empowered us to try it again. Let's give it another try. But for sure to be frank with you, there were other ways around as well, which means our leaders had to learn by themselves that they need to adapt or that they need to train themselves. This is why we decided not only to go into trainings within the teams, but all our leaders had to go to agile trainings. We have yesterday evening I had a short chat with a colleague and said we had over 5,000 trainings for our leaders as well. So that's this is the only way to get this rolled out to the entire enterprise. But because you need that support, you need the understanding of the agility, and we say this is true agile leadership, and this is one of the key factors. Yeah.
Is there any advice that you would give to companies who maybe might be struggling to get agile leadership aligned from top management across the board?
I would say my main advice is do not give up too early, because such a transformation is not a project. If you want to start it as a project in 6 months we're agile, don't do it, because then it will fail. It's a complete cultural change. And you can say go to the value streams of your organization and do it not on a short way in the given structure. Rethink your entire structure. This is why we decided in 2021 we need something else for our hierarchical structure as well. And for sure, I don't know if you know Lorman's law, which means if the organization do not focus on the top and middle management, it will fail anyway. So for each reorganization, you need it through the entire culture, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
A lot of resiliency in that.
Yeah, there's a lot of resiliency in that statement, right? And making the changes.
What are some of the other challenges, or not challenges, advice that you would give in others starting their enterprise agility journey?
I think there are some things you have to think about agility, because there are some misconceptions in it. If you say, okay, no, we're agile, we don't have so much dependencies. You can say the dependencies remain the same. It's only the way you tackle the dependencies. And I would say it's a misconception. We say business agility do not impact our development value streams. From my opinion, the development value streams and the business agility or the product value streams are key to success. And one other thing I've overshared is why are you doing agility? This is pure chaos, and this is not chaos. It's an organized chaos. I would say you need that strong alignment from each and everybody, and there's leadership. You need a good leadership in agility as well. So this is what I really would recommend to focus on.
And so we're here at the SAFE Summit, and SAFE 6.0 just rolled out with different things that sort of address some of those components. Are there things that stand out for you that are helpful in managed chaos? Have you as you're speaking about in the agility journey?
Yeah, I love the concept of the flows. This is something I really like, and this is something we're focusing on at the moment to get the flows in each and every section. And yeah, this is one of my things I love most.
Ooh, say more about that. Flow's awesome, right? Is there some particular steps that you all are taking in thinking about your flow in your systems?
Especially on the portfolio management flow, we are focusing on at the moment, which means this is one of the challenges in managing the stuff of huge amount of initiatives that we are having at the moment. And this is, I would say, I cannot go into detail right now because we're just implementing it and then seeing how it will affect us in the future. But I guess this is something in the coming weeks, half a year, maybe.
Yeah, in 6 months, we're going to have to come back and talk about those number of activities and initiatives that you had. What did you say there were? There was a large number, and seeing how the flow goes through the system with those, yeah?
You're right.
We've talked so much about like the human element of enterprise agility. It really is about the people. From your perspective, what do you need from the tooling side?
From the tooling side, I would say tooling is one of the key to transparency. I would say transparency is, from my point of view, each and every one needs to know exactly where we are every stage with our item. And without a tooling chain, it's just impossible to know. You have to have a good tool which have an end-to-end view for all your business epics, for all your initiatives, for each and everything, even for the really small ones. And that everybody is connected to the tool and can exit it. And from my point of view, it's one of the key success factors for sure.
The other thing I liked that you said earlier was this idea that everybody's got to have they got to have the same data, the same visibility to what's going on in the system, right? For you to be successful, because it's not just everybody doing their own thing. It has to be managed with a thing, right? Whatever that thing is, you're definitely managing it, and you have visibility to the data that is generated by the system for everybody's benefit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I can second this. Yeah.
To that end, how are your leadership leaning into that? Are they interested in that data? Are they interested in things like the flow, the management of what's going through the system, the outcomes that are happening as you're developing?
Yeah, definitely, because I think it's not only the flow itself or the outcome. It's about let's say lean reporting out of the tool, which is required. You need to know where we are for each and every one, because we are connected to our customer side, and the agility don't only affect the IT where we are in, it's also affect the customer side, and the customer needs to know where we are, when we are, how much does it cost, what are the budgets in, how much have we spent, and so on, all this stuff. And this is one good thing as well. You need to get the finance on board, you need to get HR on board. And
words of wisdom right there, right? Getting finance on board.
Yes, this is, they had a very good session yesterday regarding the finance. It was about how to get finance on board with portfolios, and I think there we can find a lot of get better as well. And this is something else which I'm really interested in. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I think this has been a great conversation. It's been awesome meeting with you, Florian. Thank you for spending the time with us here in Prague.
It was a pleasure for me to be here.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Florian, Alexis, Christian, thank you all so much.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, y'all. We'll catch you soon. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to our show today. Be sure to check out the show notes and revisit past episodes at scaledagile.com/podcast. Relentless improvement is in our DNA, and we welcome your suggestions for the show. If you have something to share, send us an email at podcast@scaledagile.com.